We're live. Okay, this is Team Kiss and Tell's team call, October 3rd. We have a special guest. Mary Kate Zachary is actually my older sister, for those of you who don't know, and she is a super successful LuLaRoe consultant. Only been doing it for how long? 6 months? Not quite.
Since the end of May. June was like my first full month, so since June.
Okay, so since June, but she's totally rocking her business, and even more than that, she's killing events. And I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys about events, and honestly, I am not very good at running them myself. So Mary Kate is going to give us a whole training on events. I'm going to turn it over to you now because we don't have that much time. So take notes, you guys. Most of these questions you've been answering, she's going to answer for me, because I'm just not an expert. Mary Kate's a total expert.
All right. Thanks so much for having me on here. I'm really excited to do this with you guys. I'll be honest with you. LuLaRoe has a lot of similarities to LipSense just in the way we sell things, but they're very different businesses in the sense that, Colleen is like a rock star team leader. And so I kind of had a lot of trial and error type things happen when I first started doing events and stuff, simply because my upline, I kind of got tossed around because the girl I signed under quit before I started. So that was kind of good and bad. It was good because I've actually learned a lot of things the hard way. So I'm just going to get right into it. And I tried to take notes here. So I'm going to try to leave time at the end. So can somebody just give me a heads up when there's 10 minutes left? Will that be good, do you think?
Yes, Angela is on time duty. She doesn't know that yet, but I put her on time duty because she's an expert at that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, when you're doing, I pretty much only do my business online I only do my business online, which is really hard for when you're selling clothing because, when you try something on, it kind of transforms you. So for you guys, it's kind of the same thing. When you see something in person or you can put it on your hand and you see what's happening, it makes a huge difference in your ability to sell it. So when you're doing an online party, okay, there are 3 things you've got to focus on before you even set up the event, before you even talk to your hostess or anything like that. You've got to have 3 mindsets in mind. The first one is that you've got to educate and inform them about their product, okay? Now, Colleen, I don't know, you can probably direct them with this. I don't know if Synergence has informational videos. I know you guys put graphics up and stuff. So for us, I have an actual schedule I go through, and I'll go through it with you guys, where I tell them about the owners of the company. I tell them about something specific to LuLaRoe. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with it, but the unicorn thing. To explain to them what a unicorn is and how that works in the LuLaRoe world, how our fabrics are different and blah, blah, blah. We have a video called The Life of the Product, which basically goes through from when it's actually designed on a computer to when it's printed. So whatever you guys have that's about your product, whether it's just a graphic or maybe you need to come up with something and be creative, that might be the type of thing you have to do. You know what I mean? But you essentially have a few days to give these people who don't know anything information about this product. And you cannot only rely on a graphic or a video to do that. So that goes to point number 2. So information is the first thing that you're going to have to communicate to this group.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
And because I don't know the answer, how far, and maybe you're going to cover this, how far out do you start the group and how far out do you start posting?
Okay,
if you're going to cover that, you can keep going.
No, I will cover it later, but I'll just tell you now. I create the event about a week before.
Okay.
Sometimes 10 days.
Okay.
This goes into more specifics. What I personally do is, and I'll go over this later about graphics and stuff, about 10 days before, I make a little graphic that I send to them in a private message that usually has their picture on it. And it's a save the date. And I'll tell them, you need to text this to people, send it on private messenger, post it on your Facebook, and there'll be a picture of them and it'll say Sarah's LuLaRoe pop-up, come shop with me, date and time. Simple. There's not a lot of busyness going on. It's literally a save the date. So the reason I do that is so that several days later, when they get added to the event, they already know it's coming. They're oh yeah, she said she was having this pop-up. It's not just I was telling Colleen, like, I checked my Facebook before. I've been like mass added to like 5 or 6 events in my Facebook. I don't even know what they are. I don't even know who's hosting them, anything about it. And I'm not saying any of the information that's being posted because I didn't accept to join because I didn't even know what was happening. So this kind of goes into hostess prep. So I'm sorry if this is all over the place. Does that make sense? Okay. So, so information, that's number one. So you've got to gather together any information that you think is valuable or put it together. Number 2 is you. You have got to understand that you are the secret to your business, whether you realize it or not. People are going to buy from you because they want to buy from you, because they like you. And that's what's going to keep them coming back. So try to stay away from going on Pinterest and typing in Senegence and pulling up a bunch of graphics and posting them. You've got to post your face. They should know exactly who you are, what you look like, where you're from. They should know everything about you by the time they get to that event, so that when they see your name, your face instantly pops up. Like for your VIP groups, your face should be on your cover timeline, not just lipstick. It's got to be you, because people want to buy from a person. If they want to just, oh wait, I don't know what just happened. Are you guys there? Oh, sorry. My screen just blacked out. Am I here, Colleen?
Yeah, you're there. You probably just change the views. If you go top right, you go speaker view. And
okay. I'm sorry. If the people want to just buy any random product, they can go to Target, they can go to Walmart. They don't have to go to a person. But that is the difference in LuLaRoe and Senegence and places like that, where now they're not just buying a product. They're buying the whole experience of shopping with you. Okay. So that means sharing your why. Number 1, like the very first post you make in that event, which I'll go through later, you tell them who you are. You put pictures of yourself, anything that's important to you. Just dig and ask a friend, ask your spouse, ask your sister, what makes me unique? What makes me different? Maybe you have a really, like sarcastic personality. Put that into your posts. Maybe you're, kind of shy and you're trying to find your way out of that. Just tell them that. You have to figure out exactly who you are and just be you in that post. You can't be Colleen. You can't be me. You can't be somebody who's selling millions of dollars worth of Senegence. You can only be you, and you can only tell your story, and being authentic and true to who you are, that is what's going to make people connect with you and relate to you. So the more you can kind of get out of this, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm in a lot of LuLaRoe groups because I shop from them, I'll be honest, because we have a different setup than you guys. We have like in my inventory is not somebody else's. But I try to stay out of them unless I'm actually shopping, because otherwise I see what they're doing and I'm like, why am I not doing that? But what's working for them is not going to work for me. What's working for Colleen is not going to work for you. You can take things they do and think, oh, I like that idea, but then make it your own. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it, if it's not something that you would normally do when you're with your best friend, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not authentic. And I know this seems kind of like, how does this relate to events? It totally relates to the events, because if you can't share yourself with these people, they're not going to shop from you. They'll go shop from somebody else. They want to shop from somebody that they can get to know, that they can like, and you are likable and you are that person. You have to really kind of dig into yourself and find your niche. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's number 2. Every other post in your group should be personal. So what I have several posts that I post in every event. Those are the information posts. Once you figure out what those posts are, save them somewhere on your phone or your computer or whatever, because you're always going to post those. In between, if I'm at the park with my kids, I will take a picture of me at the park and my kids and talk about my maxi skirt, because I'm always wearing LuLaRoe. You guys should always be wearing Senegence. So if you go out to dinner with your husband, say, oh, I wore this red lipstick and it didn't come off and blah, 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 and I'm at dinner with my husband. Now what you're doing is you're adding information and your personal story to a post. And so then their feed is not blown up with these canned graphics. Their feed is now filled up with this person who believes in this product and is trying to get it to them. So your mindset behind doing these events is everything, okay? So next is hostess prep. But before we get into that, the third thing you've got to realize about these events is that these events are going to make or break your business. So I don't want to like freak you out about this, but this is the thing. Whatever your core market is now, okay, whatever 50 people or 100 people who are your friends and family and friends of friends who are buying from you, those people are amazing because they're supporting your early business, but they are not going to sustain your business. These hostess parties, these are what's going to sustain your business. These are what's going to propel your business forward. This is how you're going to find people who are going to buy from you again and again and again, who are outside of your market. They're going to tell their friends about it. Okay, so you've got this little bubble. Don't, like, you want to focus on your bubble and give them the attention you would give to your regular customers. But you've got to get out of this tunnel vision of being overly protective and just kind of psychotic about your small group thinking they have to all buy from me. You want them to buy from you, but you can't focus on that. Mm-hmm. Like, those people are just going to buy from you and then they're going to move on. I mean, eventually they're going to not move on to another customer maybe, but they're just like, yep. They're not going to just keep buying lipsticks from you all the time, you know? Now, Colleen and I were talking about this. This can kind of be a scary thing because then you're like, well, if my main people don't buy from me, who's going to? That's why these hostess parties are important. So you have got to be fiercely aggressive with these hostess parties and with your hostess, because these are what's going to drive your business. This is where it is. It's not going to be in your normal little group of people. You keep them coming back to you, your VIP group and your warm market. That is a whole nother set of things that you need to work on. But you need to really realize that these hostess parties, this is what's going to keep your business going and going and going. Can somebody tell me what time it is? Because I'm like scared now. I feel like I've just been like talking for a million years.
We're good. We're good.
Okay. Now, hostess prep. Your hostess, you've got to treat them like a princess and like a baby all at the same time, okay? You've got to give them the royal treatment and make them feel like $1 million. Do not send them a canned message. Whatever you have to do, you can have a canned message that is like your outline, but you've got to fill it in with stuff like it's really personal, because you've got to treat them like $1 million. And you've got to let them know that they can get all of this stuff for free, but they're going to have to bring their people in. So the best way to have a terrible party is hoping your hostess is going to do her work. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to do anything unless you make her do it. So you have to hold their hand. You have to tell them, okay, you need to text everybody that you think is going to want this and tell them how excited you are about LipSense. You need to post a graphic of yourself in LipSense to the group. Her friends, yes, you want them to get to know you and blah, 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 but her friends are going to trust her opinion way more than yours because they already know her. So a picture of her in LipSense, which, by the way, I'm wearing Lexi Berry, and Fire and Ice. Amazing. But pictures of her in LipSense or like a video of her, that's going to go a long way with her friends versus you, because they already know that you believe in the product. They know that you're just selling it. But for her, this is like person you know. So you've got to be on them every day. Have them do something in the event every day. Tell them, hey, can you just post like a quick GIF to the, you know what I do? I incentivize them. I tell them, look, I have something for you to do every day in the event. And if you do it, you get a $5 Starbucks gift card, or you get a $5 credit to my shop to use later. Like, you kind of have to bribe them to get them to do stuff sometimes, because, and I mean, truthfully, a lot of them are just busy. A lot of them, like, they want to do this party, but they don't understand the business side of it. So it's not that they're like being lazy and stuff. I mean, you're going to have terrible hostesses. You just are. You just might want to prepare yourself for that emotionally, because you're going to have hostesses who just like don't show up, or they literally add like 4 people to your group, which like 10% of people they add to the group shop. And you're like, are you serious right now? So you have got to just really get them involved as much as you can in any way you can. Okay, so practical, like, how do you run this event? Like, now I understand all the mental framework behind it. I create my event on my personal Facebook page. I have done it on my business page before, and it was the worst because I don't know if you guys use your Facebook business pages. Colleen, do you use your business page very often?
Yes, but I've been building it for over a year, and I have like 700 followers on there that have liked it. So I think the way it used to work was the more you had, the more it would like push out your post. I do pretty well. Like I've brought in people to my VIP group that I didn't even know from it.
Okay.
But the business pages seriously takes forever to get up and running.
Well, I think what I was more focused, I feel like their business page, especially on your mobile, is not optimized the best. And so what I found is like if you create an event in your business page, like it takes longer just to get to the event. Like to get to the event to post something.
Yeah.
And then what happens is like if somebody sends you a message, it won't go to Messenger. It goes to your Facebook Messenger, and sometimes it doesn't alert you.
Yep.
It seems like it's honestly like it takes twice as long to get anything done by putting it on my business page for the event side. So first thing you're going to do is if you want to make the graphic, here's some graphic things I would recommend if you guys use them. Number one is WordSwag. It's like $4.99 in the App Store. Literally, you can put a picture up there and make an awesome graphic in like 30 seconds. Like a picture of you, post a bunch of words about lip sense or whatever. You can just even post a selfie and put the color you're wearing. And it looks like a professional graphic. WordSwag is amazing. Font Mania, that one is really good too if you have to put multiple texts on something. And then Canva. Canva is awesome because Canva is a little bit more involved and it's a lot better for like, you use Canva, don't you, Colleen? Canva is really great for like your PC or your desktop computer. But they do have a great app too. And they have a lot of like, templates that are just like ready to go, which is awesome. So, okay. So you can use one of those apps to make a graphic. Send it to your hostess. Be like, hey, can you send this to everybody? This is like a save the date. Send them a personal message. And I always tell them straight up, I'll tell them, do not put this in a group message. Like, do not group message people and tell them, hey, I'm having this event, because people will automatically just leave or be like, this person doesn't even care about me. They just want me to buy something so they get something for free. So I tell them, like, you've got to be as personal as possible with all of your people. So first I have them do that about 10 to 7 days before the event. I know this is what I do. My team actually, they recommend doing it like 2 weeks out, but I did that in the beginning and I felt like it was just dragging on and on and on. And I just felt like that was a long time. So what's been working for me is between 7 to 5 days. So after I send them the save the date, then you're going to create the event on your personal Facebook page. Now, if they'll send you a picture of them wearing the product, I always put that on the cover, like them right in the middle of it, because then it makes it personal. It's not just like, I just logged on. I have like an Origami Owl invite, I have like 4 unique parties. I even have LuLaRoe parties, but like when it's just the branding graphic, I feel like even for me, like I don't know who's hosting the party. You know what I mean? Like you want their friends to know that this person's involved in this. So I always ask them as soon as they book, can you take some pictures of you wearing LuLaRoe? Now, sometimes I have girls who they don't wear it. They don't have any LuLaRoe and they're just hosting a party to get it for free. So sometimes you just have to make it a canned graphic. So you're going to put on there their name, like so-and-so's lip party or whatever you guys call it. The very first post, you can write these down in order. Every other post is going to be, it's going to go information, personal, information, personal, information, personal. I post to the group, to the event twice a day. So I post in the morning because that's a really high traffic time for Facebook. And then I post in the evening, whatever time the party is. So they're used to seeing that event pop up at that time when their party is. One thing, yeah.
Do you do that for the whole week to 10 days ahead? You post twice a day?
Yep.
Okay.
And I always try to tie in my personal posts with Lula. So like, I'll take a picture of my kids and be like, oh, my kids are helping me ship from last night's party. I love working from home. John's 4 and he said the wrapping paper, he wished it was Superman wrapping paper. You know what I mean? Like you want to like bring your personal life in it and then kind of redirect it towards Lula. You know what I mean? It's like sleight of hand, like you're like using trickery on them. So then I always do a giveaway. I do at least 2 giveaways. I always do a $5 off giveaway and I do a leggings giveaway. You guys will have to do whatever works for you. If you want to do 10% off or a gloss or whatever.
One question I have about that I've had asked, and part of it is because we are a new team and most of the people on here are really new to events. What if you host an event and like 1 or 2 people participate, and they don't even really, like, they join your group but they don't really even participate? Do you still do a giveaway?
I always do a giveaway because it kind of brings them out of the woodwork. Like I had an event last week and nobody liked a single post all week. And then as soon as I did the giveaway, there was like 10 people who commented. So I'm like, you losers have all been seeing these posts all week.
Okay, when I with my people, they had like 2 people that didn't really participate.
Okay, I'll give you a little sneak trick about this. Make the giveaway contingent on a purchase. I do that all the time. So like last week I did, if you spend $50, you get a pair of leggings.
Okay, I like that.
Get $5 off your purchase, then they have to purchase something.
Yeah, because it's not fair really if you're doing all that work. Nobody buys anything. Nobody participates.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, honestly, it's really sad. When I was building my VIP group, which is kind of a whole different animal, but 8 minutes. Seriously. Oh.
Thanks, Angela.
I just woke up my son. My husband's going to kill me. Okay.
Mute myself. Okay.
Basically, you're just going to keep posting. And then what I do is the day of the event, I post 3 or 4 times. And here's the kicker. Okay. You want to post a graphic or something you have canned that's like, this is how to shop. And then you're going to post a link to your VIP group and all of the sales are going to happen in that VIP group. That is how you're going to get these people in your group. You're going to grow it organically. And then they're not going to just remove themselves because they're not going to have the frame of mind to do it unless they're like really like psychotic about their Facebook. But they're going to stay in there and keep seeing your posts and, they're going to buy Roseberry and then they're going to see you post something else that's kind of after they love Roseberry, they're going to be like, oh, I have to have something for fall. And then they're going to buy Napa. You know what I mean? So that is like your grand way. And the thing is, they are probably going to join your group because then when it's time to shop, you're going to tell your hostesses, okay, it's time. Make sure people are joining this group. You can add them if you want. At that point, I'm kind of against like doing mass ads to your group because it really messes with your algorithm and there's a lot to it. But at that point, these people already know what this is all about because they've been seeing your posts. So even if I always make my hostess an admin to my group during their party, which be careful with that because that just came back and totally bit me in the butt. I had a hostess, I know we're out of time, but I had a hostess who made a question and answer form for my group that was specific to her so that if you asked to join the group, it was like, how do you know so-and-so? Does so-and, like, it was all these weird questions. And I was like, how is she doing this? I didn't know you could do that. So that, you gotta be careful with that.
I have a question about that because I tried to do that shop in my VIP group and I feel like I lose everyone.
Okay, so like you mean they just don't add?
Yeah, like 2 will join.
You need to have your hostess add them or tell them to shop.
And honestly, my groups up to this point have not been great. Like after hearing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm not doing that great.
No, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Seriously, my first like whole month. Okay, my sales last month compared to my month in June are double what they were in June. My hostess parties, my first like 5 to 10 hostess parties were literally, 5 minutes. My first 5 to 10 hostess parties were literally like 4 items. Like that is nothing. My last hostess party, I sold 25 items. Okay. So that's like this is going to be a growing process for you. Do not beat yourself up and do not freak out. I will just do that for all of us because every time I have a hostess party that doesn't go the way I want, I'm like, I'm a failure. Everything's the worst. But it just happens sometimes. Like, and this is the thing. You're going to have hostesses who are going to have friends who are like, I'm not paying $25 for lipstick. Okay, just, you know what? Look for one person. Look for one person who's going to buy and stay with you and want to be a part of what you have to offer them. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, I was going to open this up for questions, and now I see this chat box, and I like missed it. Which is the party right away that their outcome is better if they support the product. Yeah. Is it Danny? Is that how you say your name? Yeah. You've gotta like literally beg your hostesses to talk to people about the product. You've got to be like, you've got to tell your friends how amazing it is.
Real quick, if you guys want, if anyone has Q&A, I can start another Zoom chat. I'm going to end this one when the time's up for YouTube so people who are watching don't have to see the Q&A. Is anyone interested in a Q&A? You are? Okay. I'm going to just hang tight. I'm going to send in the group message, and Mary Kate, I'll send you separately a new link because.
Okay, perfect. No problem.
Okay, bye.